Beautiful. Welcome, welcome everyone to the Breakthrough to Your Success Masterclass. I'm going to teach you today how to create your next level without years of waiting, overthinking, playing small, or holding back. I'll let Michelle into the room. So this is a masterclass hosted by me, Gnarly K. I think I've met a few of you, some new faces, some old faces, and I'm excited for all of you to be here. So let's get right into it. So I like to just bring a little Bali to the energy and ground everyone. So I'm going to ask you to just gently close your eyes. We're going to do a quick grounding meditation. Give me a tall spine and close your eyes and give me 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyelids. Release any tension in your jaw. And just feel yourself relax. Allow yourself to relax. Release any worry from the week, any thoughts. You're exactly where you need to be. This next hour is for you, for your destiny, for your future. Now gently roll your eyes up, looking into your forehead. And just visualize a beautiful white light coming down from the ceiling, going through your body. This beautiful white light is healing you, grounding you, cleansing you. Now feel roots growing from the bottom of your feet down into Mother Earth, deep down into Mother Earth, grounding you, calming you. Now breathe into your heart center and feel how supported you are, how guided you are. Realize that there is infinite abundance, solutions, and love always available to you. Realize that now is the time to activate a new timeline in your life. Now, I want you to thank the universe for making this month and this year better than you've ever imagined possible. Thank the universe for all the good things about to take place in your life from this moment forward. Thank the universe for showing you that you are worthy and deserving of every dream on your heart. Now feel your energy expand. Expand your energy, pushing the walls, push the ceilings, push the floor, expand, feel big, grow big. Beautiful. Now imagine that we are all holding hands with our inner children in front of us, holding hands too. Now breathe into your heart center and then breathe love into this circle, this higher self circle. And in your mind or out loud, repeat after me. I call forth my higher self and all my higher aspects. Please take over. Please guide me. Please show me the way. I am ready. And so it is. Now gently come back to your body and give me a big cleansing inhale through the nose and a big grounded exhale through the mouth. Beautiful, beautiful. And gently open your eyes, coming back into the room when you're ready. Hello, hello, Simona, Michelle, and Ryan. Beautiful. Welcome back, everyone. So let's kick off. Welcome to the Breakthrough to Success Masterclass. And again, my name is Gnarly K. We'll get to know each other soon. So you are in the right place if you crave more. You want more money, more confidence, more magnetism, more ease, to be more seen. You know that right now your reality or your results just aren't matching the vision and the dreams you have in your mind. You're in the right place if you know you're done waiting, you're done playing small, and you're done wondering when. You do show up for yourself, but you feel like you aren't fully actualizing your potential. You're definitely in the right place if you have a big heart. Despite everything that you've gone through, you still aspire for more. You want to be abundant and bless your family and do good things in the world. You've invested into your life and into your goals, right? But something is still holding you back. Despite all of your efforts, all of your accolades, you feel like you're not fully in your power yet or in your abundance yet. So today's agenda, and if you're watching the replay, let me know. So we're going to do a quick little intro on you guys, on me. Then we're going to talk about mindset and identity work, which I feel is going to change your life. And we're going to do a quick mindset exercise to get you really seeing what's under the hood of your mindset and your identity. And then I'm going to invite you into your next step. Okay. So my goal today, I'm going to just minimize this for the replay. My goal today is to help you learn how to become the next level version of yourself without fear, without blocks, without overthinking, without waiting for months. I want you guys to know exactly what's blocking you at a subconscious level from your growth, from your income, from your confidence, from more clients, all of it. Okay. And then I'm going to give you a clear path and invitation forward to become the best version of you. So house rules is a two-way street. I love when people engage with me. You can unmute yourself, ask questions. If there's anything that you want me to go over or specify, just unmute yourself and let me know. Respect who's speaking as always. And if you need to leave, just leave quietly. No need to announce it. You can always watch the replay. And I want to just add in there to release know-it-all thinking. Okay. The worst thing you can do for yourself is think that you know it all. You're here for a reason. Okay. So, not to be rude, but why are you here? I want everyone to just reflect for a moment about the breakthrough that they're looking for in 2026 and what that means for them, and really ask yourself, why did I come to this masterclass? What is it that's not transpiring in my life that is making me come join this masterclass? Okay. And if it's all right with you guys, I'd love to know more about you. You can put it in the chat, your name, if you want. What do you do? And what is your biggest block right now? I want this masterclass to be of the highest service for you. What is your biggest block when it comes to your professional life, your personal life, your finances? Maybe you're feeling like you overthink or you're a perfectionist, or there's some self-doubt or imposter syndrome, or maybe there's some money blocks, or the business isn't businessing, as my friend calls it. So go ahead and share in the chat. This is a safe space. What is your biggest block right now to your next level? I want to tailor this entire experience for the people in the room that showed up today. So go ahead while I drink my little boba drink here and hit me up in the chat and let me know, what is your biggest block? I know for me, when I started my entrepreneurship journey, it was the self-doubt, it was the sabotaging, the money blocks. I'm literally like the former poster child of, of blocks. So feel free to share, and definitely put your camera on if you can. I'd love to see your faces. How you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So if you're going to show up, show up. Everybody's quiet and shy today. No one, Michelle, Dina, no one has any blocks. Well, then I'll just end it and wrap it up here then. I think we're good for the fucking day. I hide from relationships and opportunities. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Simona. I appreciate that. Okay. So we'll definitely talk about how we can hide from the very things that we want. And I can definitely resonate with that. Dina, Germany, sabotage. I'm capable of so much more. Feel that. Feel that. I'm Janae Phoenix. I'm a waitress that's trying to build an online business to make money online while I travel. I want to be a wellness and mindset coach, but I've been procrastinating and letting life get in the way. Okay, I love that. Thank you for your honesty. Money blocks. I self-sabotage a lot. Nicoletta from Greece. I'm a community leader and chemical engineer. Biggest block is to find my purposely aligned job. Okay, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Amazing. You guys are all in the right place. So we'll talk about money blocks. We'll talk about purpose and alignment. We'll talk about self-sabotage and hiding. We'll talk about, wanting so much more, but not feeling like you're breaking through. Beautiful. Okay. Because I don't want to just waste your time. I want you guys to really, really feel this here. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so who am I? Who is Gnarly K? So my name is Gnarly Carrie Carey. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I'm a transformational mindset coach, business mentor, and master hypnotherapist. I've been doing this work for 7 years and I transform lives for breakfast is my little slogan there. I'm here to help people rewire their minds and overcome their success blocks. So the procrastination, the hiding, the self-doubt, the money blocks, anything that stops people from getting what they want, that is when people hire me. So I'm here to help people do the mindset work, do the identity work to expand their businesses. I want everyone on this planet to be wealthy, abundant. I really have a thing for abundance and people not being in scarcity programming and stuff like that. So I really teach success, mindset, abundance, and being your best self and your authentic self. I really don't believe you have to become anyone different. All you need to do is just release the blockages in the way, right? Who you are today is more than enough for what you want in this life. Okay. So I'm also the creator of the Dream Method and the Dream Academy. I've helped over 500 plus clients worldwide with this work. Okay. I'm first generation Canadian Ghanaian. I have a passion for psychology, neuroscience, spirituality, and transformation. For the people that care, I'm a Pisces sun, Aquarius moon, Leo rising, 2/4 manifesting generator, and I'm also very psychic. I'm clairsentient. So everyone has a different form of psychic abilities. My psychic abilities come in through just, it's like an inner knowing. I hear it. Clairsentient means you just kind of hear it. Okay. And I'm sure anyone that's attracted to me has a little bit of that in them as well. So I just like to let you guys know I'm with the shits too. Okay. Okay. So I didn't come out of the womb confident. Let's see the chat. Doo, doo, doo. Oh, hey, MG. Yep, yep. I love it. And you're also Pisces, I know. So that's beautiful. So I didn't come out of the womb confident or secure or abundant. I grew up with a very unstable childhood and I've overcome so much to get here. Like I said, I feel like I've been the former poster child for blockages. So I had an unstable childhood. My father was in and out of jail till I was 18. I moved around a lot. I was always a new girl with a weird name in schools. And that upbringing transpired into so many things in my adulthood: depression, addiction, anxiety disorders, multiple failed relationships, years of self-sabotage, chronic low self-esteem. I've had every success block imaginable: money blocks, visibility blocks, imposter syndrome, self-sabotage, constantly being broke, constantly 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. I call it a hell loop. It felt like my life was just repetitively not what I wanted it to be until I learned the work to break through that. And I like to be very honest with people. 3 years ago, I found myself leaving extremely narcissistic, abusive relationship that brought me to my lowest low. And I had to stop my business for 3 months, heal myself, go deeper into my identity work to come out of that. And that's a photo of me there because I just felt in that moment that this is going to be a part of my testimony coming out of this relationship and transforming my life. And I've never looked back. I've been on this journey since, and I'm really passionate about helping people break through. Okay. So, using manifestation, energetic, subconscious reprogramming, I have created my dream life and I know how I've done it and I teach people how to do it. I went from praying for 3K months to doing 30K months on repeat. I've been to over 30 countries. I can move anywhere in the world. I have a freedom lifestyle, which is what I wanted my business for as well. I have a six-figure soul-aligned business and personal brand. I still do content creation. I still do modeling. I still have brand deals with hotels. I still be me and I serve the fuck out of people. I love what I do. Okay. I have soulmate clients. I really like to manifest the best clients, people that if I went to your hometown, I could grab a beer with you and just chit chat. I really like to do life with my clients. I've been nominated for an award in the mentorship category in Canada. Speaking gigs, brands, businesses hire me. I really have actualized my dreams and I love helping people do the same. And again, I want to help people break through the things that keep them stuck, right? So I believe in manifestation, and a lot of what I teach is manifestation because you are creating from your subconscious, you are creating from your identity. And I've intentionally, these are some pictures of me, having it in my vision board and then bring it to life. So I know what it takes to actually bridge the gap between the version of you dreaming about the vision board to the one actually living it. Okay, so how many of you have a vision board? Show of hands, drop a one in the comments. You have a vision board? Amazing. How many of you want to experience your vision board every single day? Drop a one in the comments, raise your hand. How many of you want more money in your business or more money in your life? Drop one. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Ryan, Mariana, you guys want more money? More your dream life? Want to break through? Okay, amazing, amazing. I'm sure you guys all want the best for yourself as I do for myself as well. So, yeah, I want to just reiterate that, the things that were holding me back from, oh, more in the comments, one. Okay, thanks, Michelle. Michelle's one of my clients. So, I want to reiterate that before I created my dream life, there were so many things blocking me until I realized how to rewire my mind. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, how to actually bridge that gap. And coming here to Vietnam, I've already hit my income goals. I've been speaking on stages here. I've been doing all the things that I used to dream about. And I realized that it wasn't in the doing that was going to transform my life. It was in the being. Okay. So now I am selling out events. I have an event that's sold out that I'm hosting tonight. I execute on my ideas. I'm doing international speaking gigs. I'm actualizing my dreams in real life, all because I've done the subconscious and inner work that I want to teach you guys today. Okay. So, how many of you believe that I'm going to sell you something today? You guys are aware that I'm going to invite you into something? Perfect. Awesome. I like to do things differently and get that out of the way in the beginning. I'm not going to wait till the very end. I'm going to let you know what I'm going to invite you into so you can just relax and just be present. Okay. So at the end of this call, I'm going to invite you into my Dream Academy. It's my number one best-selling transformational mindset program for ambitious people that want to experience more abundance, confidence, more success in their business, and to break through all the blocks that are keeping them stuck. So Dream Academy retails for 5K. Today, I'm going to offer it to you at 70% off with a 6 or 9 month payment plan. There's also a money back guarantee. If you don't like week number one, you get your money back. Okay. I'm also going to gift you my Money Honey Money Mindset program that's worth 2K for free if you join the Dream Academy. So I like to just get that out of the way so you can just relax your nervous system, not wait for the big pitch at the end, and understand what's coming as we go along. Okay. So the Dream Academy is what I'm going to be talking about as we go through this masterclass. So let's get into it because there's quite a bit to cover. So 90% of New Year's resolutions fail after 1 month. 90%. Okay. The personal development industry is fundamentally broken. And I was the girl that was reading all the books, doing the podcast, going to workshops, but nothing was shifting in my life because my subconscious wasn't in the right place. Okay. SMART goals, what they teach you in the books, they have value, but the whole thing is if your subconscious blocks are running your life, it doesn't matter how many success books you read, how many podcasts you read, how many free masterclasses you go to, you're going to keep being the same person day in, day out. And we're going to take 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. Okay. And I can attest to that. So in my world, we set identity, not goals. We set the identity, the version of you that's going to take care of the goals, and that'll become clear in a second. Okay. So books like Think and Grow Rich, right? Over 15 million copies sold worldwide, right? The reason why we can always say that the people that have read that book, definitely not 15 million people have read it and thunk and grown rich, right? It's just the truth. So you can read all the success books, but again, if that subconscious mind isn't where it needs to be, you're going to sabotage it. And that was me for the longest time. So when I learned this idea here, this shifted everything for me. So this is why personal development sucks. And a real reason why I got into this line of work is because I felt pissed off by the personal development world. I put so much money into it and was getting nothing out of it because we weren't being shown the right way. Okay. So this is what's happening for everyone around the world that's doing the personal help, become your best self thing, right? So it's called identity versus content. Okay. You have a subconscious identity, this frame, this 95% of how you see yourself subconsciously. And what people are doing is they're consuming content, affirmation, books, and videos, but not changing the major thing that actually needs to change, right? So let's say you're doing affirmations that I'm good enough and you're reading content and taking all these, saving reels and all of that. It doesn't matter if your subconscious identity says you're not good enough, says money's hard to come by, says people won't pay you, says success is hard, says people aren't going to like you if you become more successful. If your 95% subconscious frame is against you, all the content and affirmations and books and content won't stick. And that's what happens. It doesn't stick. You revert back to your old blocks, you revert back to your old self, you sabotage, rinse and repeat, and you wonder why nothing's changing. because the frame hasn't shifted, the subconscious frame. And once you shift your subconscious frame, everything in your life shifts. And what you actually do, actually, what you consume actually sticks because you're the right person. Okay. So this is what happens, right? People start new Instagram pages, but they have the same identity. They have the same block, right? They start new relationships, but they have the same identity. They move to a new country, but they have the same identity that followed them, right? They get the book, the journal, they get new gym clothes, but it's the same identity that follows them, right? So if you want a new, bigger life and reality, you need a new identity. You have to shift this frame. Okay. I've had countless clients start on different platforms, start different projects, but it's the same identity that's running the show. Therefore, the same reality keeps creating. So the question becomes, how do we shift our identity? And once you learn how to shift your identity, you realize the content is great, but it's who you're being, how you see yourself at the deepest level that actually changes your life. Okay. And that was the truth for me. So identity work is the missing piece to all your success, visibility, and income and biz problems. It's exactly what was needed for me and my clients. When I started my business, I had all the intentions to help people, to serve people, to make money, to be abundant. But I had so many programs around being seen. I had so many money blocks. I had so many confidence and self-worth blocks. It didn't matter what my intentions were to change the world because my programming kept overriding every single action that I was doing. I'd start really strong and then I'd collapse or I'd get triggered or I'd freeze around, charging my worth. And it was just this hell loop that I was experiencing year after year after year until I finally broke through myself. Okay. So why is identity work so important? Your identity equals your destiny. Okay. I want you guys to remember this. We live in an identity-based universe. Catholics go to the mass, Jews go to the synagogues, atheists do neither. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, right? We do our identities, and it's all happening subconsciously, right? So if you don't think you're a big deal, you're going to do that identity. If you don't think you're good enough, you're going to do that identity. If you don't think that people care about you or you're worthy of love, you're going to do that identity. It's going to show up in your behavior and you're going to manifest your identity despite what you consciously might want. Okay. Your identity is at the subconscious. That's where it lives. Okay. So what is identity work? Everything around you, the house you live in, the car you drive, the money in your bank account is all created from your identity. It's how you perceive yourself. It's not how you would like to perceive yourself. It's how your subconscious perceives you. Okay. So your identity determines how success and money will come or how difficult it will be. Okay. So for me, as someone who struggled with money blocks for several years, I had a lot of conditioning and programming around money, right? So I wanted to hit six figures, but my subconscious identity was of a poor person, of someone of lack, someone of scarcity, right? I wanted to speak on stages. I wanted to be more visible. I wanted to blow up my social media, but my subconscious identity was someone of a shy person or someone that wasn't a big deal or important or worthy of success, right? So you can have the conscious desire, but if that subconscious identity doesn't match it, it's going to override every single time. Any questions so far? You guys still with me? Okay, go. So the invisible runs the visible. The invisible runs the visible. Most people are trying to change their life from that 5% conscious part. You know you want more money. You know you want to be more seen. You know you want the love of your life, but subconsciously, under the water here, there's things that are against it. So you want to go left, but your subconscious is going right. And this creates this internal resistance, right? This tug of war internally, this internal conflict that people feel like all the time. I know I should be posting. I know I should be charging my worth. I know I should be showing up. I know I should be putting on events or whatever it is that's on your heart to do. I know I should be dating, but then you just don't. And you're like, why aren't I breaking through? Why aren't I actualizing what I say that I want? It's because your subconscious is not on board. There's resistance, there's programming, there's fears, there's blockages, there's all sorts of wiring that says, no, it's not safe. It's not normal. It's not for us. Danger, 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 right? So real change happens at that 95%, at that subconscious, right? And once you shift the subconscious identity and you shift that frame to align with what you want to achieve in your life, everything becomes so much easier. Okay? So another analogy that I like to give is a universal surveillance camera. Okay. This is kind of summarizes identity work very, very simply, if you will. So I want you to imagine that every day of your life, there's a universal surveillance camera in the back corner of your life, just watching you, observing you, not saying anything. And every single day, when you're with people or not with people, it's watching who you're being. Okay. And based on who you're being on that videotape, the universe, reality, is going to send you people, places, and things to confirm who you're being on that videotape. And it cannot override or send you anything but who you're matched to, right? So, for example, if you want more clients, you want more success, you want to start a business, but the universal surveillance camera, excuse me, universal surveillance camera is watching you procrastinate, doubt yourself, sabotage. It's not going to send you an abundance of clients because you're just not being that person. You're not a match, right? You say you want to blow up on social media and go viral or whatever it is, but every single day the universal surveillance camera is watching you doubt yourself, start and stop. Look at your camera and not record, right? It's not going to give you that reality because you're just not a match to it. So that's a very simple way to understand identity work. Okay. Who are you being on that camera? And do you like who you're being on that camera? Is it serving you? Is it a match to what you say that you want? Right? Where are you contradicting your desires and who you're being in your behavior? Okay. And again, the universe, God, source, universe, whatever you believe in, will never override your dominant identity. And within your identity, there's also beliefs. Okay. Your identities and your belief system kind of marry each other. Okay. And we'll talk about that in a second. So, on a spiritual note, this is Anne Hathaway from Princess Diaries, right? And this is a beautiful analogy again for identity work. Okay. So before she has her breakthrough, her transformation, she is in this nerdy girl identity. And in this nerdy girl identity, she can only create a certain reality in the quantum. She can only manifest from this current identity. She can only create, have, be, do from the nerdy girl identity, right? Life's not going to give her some hot guy and all this money when she's not in that right vibration, for example, right? But when she transforms and breaks through into the more, attractive, abundant version of her, and again, it's not about the makeup, it's about the energetic of it, right? It's who she's being on that universal surveillance camera that shifts her reality, right? So when she transforms into the attractive version of herself, she can create a new timeline, experience new things because she is, in fact, different. Her identity is different. So she does different. She shows up different. She performs different. Okay. So this implies with what I was saying before. Let's say you want to grow your business and, find your purpose, for example. In that current identity where you don't know what you want or you're not attracting the sales that you want, you're in a certain identity, right? And only that identity can create a certain type of result or lack of result. But once you transform your identity into one of someone of value, someone of power, someone who's irresistible and magnetic, you're going to see your reality shift because you're going to show up differently on that camera. Okay. So your life isn't random. Where you are in your life isn't random. It's because your identity, your subconscious thinking, your programming is all creating it. And it's how you're showing up that cannot be overridden by the universal surveillance camera. Okay. So I know this very well myself. Okay. So I went from a receptionist that was broke and struggling, trying to get her business off the ground. I remember, being a receptionist and having a little YouTube on the corner of the screen open, trying to figure out how to get my online business going. From being a receptionist to being an international model, which was great, but obviously I had still had a lot of blocks when I was a model, to being someone that was leaving a narcissistic relationship, to now being a international leader, speaker, educator, coach, making 30K months, doing my passion in life, living in my truth, living in my power. It was a complete identity shift. From model to mentor was a massive identity shift. And what had to happen was I had to get my subconscious mind in alignment to what I wanted. I had to get rid of all of the blocks and programming that was keeping me in a certain identity and vibration. I had to really look at how I was showing up, my self-worth, my confidence, my visibility, and I also had to get my nervous system to allow me me, to be my best self, to show up confidently. Okay. So the subconscious, the identity work, the nervous system, they're all very intertwined in how you show up, right? And why the personal development industry sucks as well is because they don't teach you about this thing called disintegration anxiety. Disintegration anxiety is what happens for so many people. It's where you start to change your life, you start to do the things, and the next thing you know, you revert back. You collapse back into the old identity. Your subconscious mind kind of like pulls you back, or you get sick, or something happens in your reality and it just slows you down. It happens all the time, right? And once you learn how to break through that in the Dream Academy, which I teach that, you're not going to revert back to your old identities, back to your old programming, right? Yeah, yep, yep. It's so common. You guys are so aware. Everyone's so fucking aware on this planet about what they want, but it's how do we actually do it? And that was my that was my thing. I was like, this personal development industry is so fucking fluffy. Love yourself, think positive. It's like, but how do I actually get what I want? Like, how do I do it? And that frustration literally birthed my entire mission and why I'm so passionate about this work. So it's you because it's your programming. It's just the way that we're wired, but you can rewire yourself. And once you do, everything changes. Okay. So identity first, results follow. Identity first, results follow. This is a core principle. This will always be this way in this planet. Okay. When you see people blowing up on social media, getting what they want, hitting the six figures, and maybe their content isn't even that good or whatever it is, it's not about the doing. It's about their programming and their identity that allows their reality to shift. Okay. And for me, I remember just like literally struggling to make 3K months. I was like, fuck, I just need a client. Like, like someone pay me. I was just so in this like frustrated part in my business where I knew I had gifts to give to the world, but I couldn't attract the clientele. I wasn't in my power. I was overthinking every piece of content. I was, sabotaging left, right, and center. So of course I wasn't a match to 30K months. I could, in that identity of 3K months, I couldn't even imagine 30K months until I rewired my mind for success, right? So your current identity is keeping your next level hostage. That is the elephant in the room. Where you currently are is quite literally blocking you from your next level. It's your identity and your programming, that disintegration anxiety, as well as your nervous system. Your body is also a part of your subconscious programming, right? It's not going to allow you to be seen, to shine, to stop hiding, to attract more money, right? Because anything that you want does require a new version of you. And your subconscious mind knows that. Okay. So I just wanted to break this down a little bit more. So your identity equals your destiny and your reality, right? So if you're not taking action, you're delaying your success, it's because you don't feel safe to move. You have visibility, judgment, and nervous system blockages that need to be rewired. If you're not getting the clients that you want, your business feels stagnant, you're not actualizing your potential or even stepping into your purpose, your content isn't potent enough, you don't believe you're the one, you don't have that undeniable identity yet, okay? And again, your identity speaks, is kind of like your energy, it speaks for you, right? If you're not feeling confident, it's because you don't trust your own power yet. You're disconnected from your value and your worth. Okay. Especially if you're not making the money that you want. There's a subconscious disconnection between your value and your worth. And a lot of people have what we call subconscious associations. Okay. So, for example, your subconscious mind works in like drawers, like a chest of drawers. So, when you open the drawer of money and you look inside of it, you have all these stories about money, right? So, you have an association with money. I had a client that, wanted more money, but they believe that their parents are going to stop loving them if they become successful, right? And if your 95% of your brain believes that when you become successful, people are going to abandon you, it's not going to allow you to become successful because it has that subconscious association. Okay. And if you're hiding, it's because you've trained yourself to stay small, right? And if you have a visibility block, again, visibility can come from fear of abandonment, fear of judgment, fear of being attacked. It's so subconscious. It's not like you're not aware of it just yet. But there's different flavors of what it could be. For me, my visibility fears came from a fear of abandonment and not being loved, right? So I felt like the more I'm in my power, the more I'm showing up on social media, people are going to be like, ugh, like I'm going to repel people. And if my subconscious believes that I'm going to be alone and successful, of course, it's not going to allow me to shine. Because it's like, wait, no, I don't want you to become successful and alone and miserable without any love, right? So that dominantly overrides your actions. And that's why people self-sabotage. You don't self-sabotage because it's fun. You self-sabotage because your subconscious mind wants to keep you safe and in homeostasis. Okay. So once you rewire your mind to think and behave like the wealthy and successful version, confident version of you, then you'll automatically act like them and create the results, right? Because right now you're automatically acting like the current version of you, the version of you that's blocked, that's stuck, that doesn't know what to do next, that's in that constant, hell loop, right? But once you rewire your mind to think and behave like the version of you that already has it, that's confident, that's unstoppable, that's magnetic, then you will show up in your business and your career and your life like that version, and you'll create the results. Okay. And I think the thing with subconscious reprogramming can be a bit difficult to understand, but essentially you want to think of yourself like this iPhone here, right? You are like an iPhone, right? Every day you wake up, there's a certain program that's running. Right now, in your current reality, you have faulty apps and beliefs that are wiring and firing that's slowing the iPhone from performing and being the most optimized, successful iPhone, right? But once you rewire your mind and remove and delete those blocks and apps that are making you not as abundant, keeping you hidden, all of that, then you will function better and you will attract better because you won't have these subconscious resistance in the way. Okay. So we're going to do a quick exercise called the cost exercise. I know Dina and Simona has experienced this, but it's always good to just revisit it. Okay. So I want you to bring out your phone, or if you're on your laptop, just take out a little piece of paper or open up a note tab, and we're going to get into this exercise here. Okay. Everyone still with me? Mariana, Nicoletta, Ryan, you guys still here? Hopefully you are. So the cost exercise is an amazing way to Awesome. It's an amazing way, still here, beautiful, beautiful. It's an amazing way to do some shadow work, right? To see what's actually happening in your subconscious. Okay. Okay, no worries, lovely, no worries. Okay. So this is how it goes. We're going to examine the identity backpacks, aka the limiting beliefs, the stories, the blocks that are keeping you in your current reality. What is holding you back from your next level? Okay, we want to actually verbalize it and do some, self-inquiry. Okay. So you can write on a piece of paper, or you can actually kind of create this diagram if you want, right? Write stories, write payoffs, and write cost. Okay. So everything you tell yourself is a story, and everything you tell yourself is a subconscious belief, right? So this is how it goes. You want to think about what is stopping me from my next level. So the first question is, why don't I have what I want? Why don't I have it? And whatever your subconscious mind starts to say, that is your internal programming and wiring. Okay. So, for example, when I was going from model to mentor, when I was like, why don't I have the successful business I want? The first thought that I had was, people won't take me seriously. People are going to laugh at me. They're going to be like, well, you're a coach now, you were a model, like, what the fuck, right? So I wrote down the story that I keep telling myself is people aren't going to take me seriously. They're going to laugh at me. So write that down. People won't take me seriously, or I'm not good enough, or social media is hard. Money never works out for me. Whatever the story is. Okay. Then you want to think of the payoff. How is it paying off to hold on to that story? What is the payoff? Okay. We'll come back to the payoff. And then you want to think about what is it costing you to hold on to that limiting story and belief and identity, right? Because people won't take me seriously is also an identity that I'm holding on to and a belief system that I'm holding on to. Okay. So when I say payoff, I mean, what is the benefit? How does it serve you to hold on to this story? How does it serve you to hold on to this? I'm not ready yet. I'm not enough. I'm not an expert. Money's hard to come by. Social media is hard. I'm too old. I'm just thinking of all the stories that have come up from some of my clients, right? And what is the payoff? So the payoff of me holding on to the story that people won't take me seriously is, well, it keeps me safe, right? Because if people won't take me seriously, well, then I don't even have to try. I get to avoid failure and I get to avoid judgment, aka keeping me safe in that reality, out of harm's way, right? But if I hold on to the story that people won't take me seriously for another, 3 months, 6 months, then what is it going to cost me? That hit close to home. Okay, beautiful, right? What is it going to cost me if I hold on to that for the next, 3 months, 6 months? It's going to cost me growth. It's going to cost me money. It's going to cost me leaving my 9 to 5. It's going to cost me confidence, progress, community, clients, right? So our internal stories, our belief systems, they have a payoff. They do keep us safe, but they also cost us the very thing that we want. And when you can just put it on a piece of paper and see it as clear as day, what the stories you're telling yourself is and what it's costing you, you'll realize that you need to shift it. Okay. Does anyone have any stories they want to share out loud and I can help them shift it and realize the cost and payoff? Anyone confused about the stories they have? Okay. So these stories, again, we're not doing the whole positive Patty stuff right now, right? Need to reflect more. Okay. Okay, no worries. Yeah. So you want to ask yourself, why don't I have what I want? Why isn't it happening? And whatever your subconscious mind says, because your subconscious mind must answer you right away. So why don't I have what I want? Oh, because I'm this. because this, because that. These are the internal, because perfect. My story was that I'm lazy. Beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Right? You're not lazy, by the way. You're just, that's a program. But so great example. So Michelle's story is I'm lazy. That's a story. What is the payoff? What is the benefit of Michelle telling herself that she's lazy? Okay, I'm going to do Michelle and then I'm going to come back to you, Janae and Ryan. Thank you so much. And continue to write your stories so we can actually get them shifted. Okay. So Michelle says, I'm lazy. That's her dominant story. I'm lazy. This is why I don't have what I want. The payoff, the subconscious payoff of being lazy is, well, if she keeps telling herself that she's lazy, well, she doesn't have to do anything. Therefore, there's no risk. Therefore, there's no judgment. Therefore, there's no responsibility. Therefore, there's no failure. So I'm lazy as a cop out for I don't have you're avoiding failure through that, right? I do less. Yeah, perfect. I keep myself from failure. So that subconscious fear of failure is what's dominantly running her life because it keeps her safe. And the subconscious, right? She knows that the conscious story is I'm lazy, right? But the subconscious payoff is what's happening. It's protecting her. And that's why a lot of people don't break through is because the subconscious is going to pull you back to keep you from protection. So what Michelle needs to do is rewire her mind around failure and what that means for her, right? Because there's also a very deep subconscious thing there that if she were to fail, what does that mean about her? She's not lovable, she's not worthy. Then all the stories come up. All the real subconscious gunk is there under that failure for her. Okay. So you want to ask yourself, Michelle, what is it costing you to hold on to the I'm lazy story? Progress, growth, clients, right? Perfect. Great job, Michelle. And thank you for sharing. Okay, so Janae says, similar is mine to the example you gave. If people don't take me seriously, no one will care about what I do or if I fail. Beautiful. Okay, so Janae knows that people won't take her seriously. The payoff there is she's avoiding failure. She's avoiding, even a little bit of heartbreak, like in the sense of people not loving you or people not caring, right? You're avoiding rejection in that sense, right? So the subconscious rewiring that needs to happen for Janae is she needs to release her programming around people not caring about her and failing, right? And step into the identity of someone who doesn't fail, someone who, by the way, failure isn't real, right? Failure is also a program and perceived thing, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, Janae, your thing right there is your fear of failure and what that means for you. Because if you have a subconscious fear of failure, it doesn't even matter what you want. You're going to still revert back to someone that's afraid to fail. Because if you were to fail, that might mean abandonment, rejection, not being worthy, not being loved. And that's the subconscious stuff that's really holding you down to that reality. Okay. Ryan, the story that I came is I'm going to need to do a lot more work and I'm already tired, overwhelmed. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, right? I'm already tired. It's going to take too long. I don't have the time. Beautiful awareness. Okay. So the story that Ryan has is I need to do a lot more work. Okay. I'm already tired. I'm already overwhelmed. The payoff, again, is avoiding failure. It's very similar all around, like avoiding failure, avoiding judgment, avoiding risk. But that's the subconscious saying, stay here, stay put, right? Because there's risk involved, right? So for him, it's, you know, I'm going to be tired, I need to do more work. The payoff is keeping you safe away from failure, keeping you out of losing any money or time, right? But what is it costing you to say that you need to do a lot more work? Is that the ultimate truth? Or is that just a story in a program that you're buying into, right? So I'm going to need to do a lot more work. I'm already tired and overwhelmed. Also, Ryan, there's a level of lack of responsibility, right? Because I'm already tired, I'm already overwhelmed. There's an element of not taking full responsibility and control of how you spend your time, your energy, and all of that, which is also a form of self-sabotage, right? Because if you're already tired and you're already overwhelmed, well, I don't have to go prospect or get the money or do my business thing because I'm already tired, right? It's kind of all of these stories are a bit of a cop out, but they're subconsciously there. They're running the program, right? They feel very real. They feel very real. And that's the job of the subconscious to make it feel so real so you don't move and therefore you stay safe, right? I hope this is clicking for you guys. Story, I don't know how to get to 30K months. Payoff, if I don't get there, I'm not evil, beautiful. Avoiding failure. Okay. Cost, 30K. Yeah, almost farm life, penthouse in London. Beautiful. Okay. So her story is that I don't know how to get 30K months. The payoff is if I don't get there, I'm not evil. Perfect. So Dina has a clear subconscious program around money. If she has more money, then she's evil, exploitive, and greedy. And if that 95% of her brain says money equals being evil and being a bad person, what's going to happen? Self-sabotage. She's not going to raise her prices. She's not going to show up in that magnetic identity. She's not going to be consistent. She'll just revert back to whatever income she's making right now. The dominant, invisible part always wins. And that's what it was for me as well. I would have you have the program, you have the offer, you have the idea, but then let's say you start promoting it for 3 days and then you revert back and oh, no one's buying and you sabotage it, right? Because ultimately you're avoiding failure, you're avoiding being criticized, right? And your mom's internal narrative, you're already aware of it, is in there. We are programmed by our parents, by society. I had deep money programs from my African parents, very deep. It doesn't even matter what color they are, but everyone has a bit of a money program, right? So great awareness, guys. Thank you for sharing all of this very openly. And I want you to know that these programs have been installed and they can be uninstalled. And that is exactly what people like me do. Okay. Because once the program is uninstalled and you put in the right program, the one that's actually going to help you get the growth, the money, the 30K months, all of that. I literally rewired my mind to become a six-figure earner. I put the right associations, the right belief system in place. So it's an automatic, right? To me, not to be braggadocious, but 30K months, once you reach that level, 30K months becomes like, that's too low. But that's because I'm at a different identity now, right? So all of this is so possible for you guys. And I think for me, like the way that I'm so passionate about this is people don't even know what they don't know. They don't realize these programs are how much it's controlling your life and how possible it is to actually overcome them and what becomes possible when you overcome them. Your whole life opens up when you overcome these subconscious blocks. Okay. So sorry, I got a little tangent there because I'm really passionate about this, but as you can tell, these stories are not your life is the way that it is because of the stories. So if you're not making the money, you're not in your purpose, you're not whatever, you're sabotaging, it's because of these dominant stories and the payoff, the subconscious reason that it's there. I believe that I will eventually, but I don't know how to overcome exactly. And that eventually can turn into years because that's what I thought. Eventually, I'll just get over this. If the program's still there, the program's still there. Right? And the not knowing how, yeah, I understand that you don't know how to overcome the obstacles. Yeah, it's really the rewiring. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with what you want. It's what's the identity that you're doing it from and the program that's controlling you subconsciously. It's like a silent puppeteer. Like you think you know what you're doing, but subconsciously it's doing so much more, right? Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much. So just to keep time here, I'll probably have like 15, 20 more minutes. Okay. So I like to just nail it in the head a little bit more. Tony Robbins once said, someday will lead to a town called nowhere. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Amazing. Thank you for that, Michelle. And I'm gonna steal that quote, but yes, it's true. Right? I somedayed the hell out of my business. I don't even think I shared this. It took me 3 years to get over my blocks because I was just like searching for things and I finally found it. And then like my success just it felt overnight, but someone's just joining. Anyways, let me just get onto it because I can go on tangents forever. You guys, Michelle knows I can just keep riffing. Okay, so let's anchor this in. And hello, Sahar, if you're joining, you can catch a bit of the replay. We're a little bit halfway over. Okay, so let's calculate. Let's break down the financial cost of your self-sabotage, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, the stories you tell yourself, the current identity that you're in. Let's break down the financial cost of it. Okay. So let's say 1 hour of self-doubt, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, your money blocks equals $100. And you spend 3 hours a day dealing with those blockages, okay? Not being able to break through them subconsciously, consciously, it's just 3 hours per day or even more, right? And there's 365 days in a year. So 3 hours times 365 is 1095. Let's round it up to 1100 hours, okay? So 1100 hours times $100 is over six figures gone, potential six figures, 110,000 gone because you're stuck in your head in the imposter syndrome and outdated programming and not taking the action from the right identity. Okay. So over six figures gone potentially per year because you're stuck in the wrong identity. You're not in your right vibration, you're sabotaging, the money blocks are still there. It costs so much to stay the same. And I think this is also why people are in the personal development world. They're trying to break through, but they just don't know how. And they're wasting so much money, not with because they don't have the right tools to do so. Okay. So when I saw the financial cost of it, for me, that really clicked. And I was like, I just need to figure this out because it costs more money than it's making me, right? So willpower, having the right best intentions, awareness, divine timing, consuming more content, it's not enough. It's not enough. Willpower isn't enough. You will revert back to the old identity every single time until you break through that block, right? Awareness, everyone's so aware. You can be the most aware and misaligned and broke person. It doesn't matter how aware you are. It matters the dominant stories at play. Okay. Divine timing. I know I'm very spiritual, but I know a lot of people just think like, okay, once the moon is in retrograde or whatever, then I'll do it. It doesn't work. Your subconscious is more stronger than the planets, right? More content. I know a lot of people consume content and then save the post for later. You never come back to it. You never actually get the actual change. Okay. So I just don't want you guys to waste more time. So I want to be super real with you guys. Okay. This personal development world is very into sensationalism, right? They like to fluff things up and make it all this and that. But the real reason people don't change, the real reason why people don't break through is because they're afraid of their power and light. And I was very afraid of my power for the longest time. I knew I had a lot of power and a lot of potential, but I was actually subconsciously afraid of that and whatever that might mean for you. And that's the real reason why people don't actualize their potential. They're afraid of their power and their light. Because when you step into your power and your light, your life will change and it will come with a certain flavor of consequences, for better or for worse, that your subconscious mind is aware of that will revert you back because it doesn't want you to do that. It wants to keep you safe. But you didn't come here to be safe. You came here to be rich. You came here to be confident. You came here to be in your best vibration, to be loved, to be in your purpose, all of that. So this, despite the cost exercise, everything that I've said today, this is why people don't actually change their lives and do this work. Okay? Being in your power and your light is the only way to actualize your potential and to achieve greatness in your life. And spoiler alert, when you actualize your potential and actualize your power and your light, all you will find is more power and light. To anyone that feels afraid of their power, all you're going to find is more power. But you have to release the blocks that keep you from being in your power. Okay. So the dream identity shift. And hi, Risa. I'm not sure I'm saying your name right, but I just noticed someone new's in the room. Okay. So the dream identity shift, how do I teach the identity shifting work in the Dream Academy? Okay, this is how it works. Step number one is we need to identify the current identity and the subconscious patterns that are in the way. We uncovered the payoffs, but we have to uncover what's underneath the payoffs. So if you have a fear of failure, we have to uncover what is underneath that fear of failure. What is your subconscious mind holding you back from? Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two, well, step number one as well, is to get clear on who you're becoming. Your subconscious mind needs clear directions. You have an employee in your mind. As much as the subconscious sometimes sabotages us, everything is life forward. What that means is it always wants to give you what you want, but it has to be programmed to give you what you want. Okay. So once you get clear on the subconscious blocks that are in the way, as well as the future version of yourself that you want to become, the new identity, the next step is to release the subconscious blocks through hypnosis, through rewiring the brain. Okay. Once you rewire the brain to start to embody the future identity, that's when things will start to shift for your life. Okay. So how does that look like? For example, for me, I identified that I had subconscious money blocks. Then I identified that I want to become a six-figure earner. The version of me with money blocks versus the version of me with that makes six figures, there was a difference in belief system. Okay. So with hypnosis and rewiring the brain, we have to remove the blocks and then also install the new identity and the new belief system. That looks like a meditative practice where you're actually going into your subconscious, and I'm doing that for you as well inside the Dream Academy. Okay. I'll break it down a bit better in a second. Okay. Once you start to rewire your mind, once you start to release the programs that are firing and wiring, you're going to start to take action from the new identity. Okay. So imagine taking action in your business, being more confident, selling all of that with no resistance, no blockages, no fears in the way. Okay. Showing up in your career with excitement, with confidence, because you know who you are and you know that you have programs running that allow you to do that. Your embodiment will shift. And once your embodiment shifts, your reality shifts. Who the universal surveillance camera is watching you be will start to match that. Okay. It's quite magical, actually. So I'll talk about some of my clients that have done this work as well. Okay. So rewiring your subconscious identity and your subconscious mind for success, power, confidence, and visibility will transform everything. So I want to talk to you guys about my international clients that did exactly this work. They did the subconscious identity work that's required to actually hit your next level, the how part. Okay. If you're ever So this is my client Gaia. She's out in Malaysia. She was a spiritual coach. She's been a yoga teacher as well for 6 years. But because of her subconscious blocks around being seen and being in her power, she wasn't fully in her power. She wasn't magnetic or in her power. She was doing everything right. She'd post the content, right? But she was still playing small. She was still half-assing it, right? She wasn't really like in her, I call it wet pussy energy, but she wasn't fully like in her dominant energy, right? She was kind of forgettable, to be honest, right? So her audience looked past her. Even though she had all the gifts to help them, her audience was kind of like, oh, they didn't take her seriously because she wasn't in this in her power. Okay. So after you ride her subconscious mind and shifted her identity, you had her first 10K launch after 6 years of trying to have a 10K launch. Okay. The strategy did not shift. It was the same strategy, the same program, the same platform, but her identity shifted. She released the blockages to her being in her power. And now she's on a swing. She's on an up level. She's doing amazing. She just trusts herself fully and she's making clients because she's in that right identity. Okay. This is my client, Danielle. She's out in San Diego. She had a lot of self-worth and confidence blocks. She was an HR manager at the time when I met her. And her teammates didn't really take her seriously. She was kind of overlooked in the boardroom. She found herself people pleasing. She found herself just kind of hating her job and her career. And we realized that she had a lot of self-worth and confidence blocks, right, around her self-love and how she saw herself internally. Once we rewired her subconscious mind, she took her same resume and applied for a six-figure executive role at LinkedIn and landed it because her self-worth was elevated, right? Same resume, same job market, different identity. Okay. And in this video here, she talks about how this identity work spilled into her marriage, into her relationship with her kids, into her friendships, because she had more self-worth at a subconscious level. Okay. I don't want to play them all because I don't want to keep you guys here forever. This is Denise. She's from Germany. She had a severe block around men and relationships. She had this subconscious fear of being like hurt or attacked by men that was preventing her from dating, to be honest. Okay. She avoided men essentially because her subconscious mind had a lot of programming around what it meant to be in a man's presence, even. Okay. So the Dream Academy, the dream tools that I teach, it's not just for business, it's for every area of your life because your subconscious is controlling every area of your life. Okay. So after we rewired Denise's mind to release her men and love blocks, she's dating now. She's so much more confident. She's going to tantra events, which is very, out there. And she's just a completely different person. She also released her fear of being seen. And she even says in this video, her making this video was a big deal for her, but well, no longer a big deal because she didn't have any blocks around being seen. And if you have relationship stuff where you hide from men or you have stuff around love and stuff, that's a subconscious block around intimacy. Okay. It's an intimacy block that you have there because if someone were to come into your life, they will change your life and possibly hurt you and all of that. So it's all very layered, but this is the work that we do inside the Dream Academy. Okay. This is my week. This is Amy here. I'm not sure if some of you know her. So I actually am going to play Amy's video. It's only like a minute long. Ooh. Why are you calling me out like that? We love the riffs. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I can riff forever. Okay. So what I love about Amy is she was like, you know what, Gnarly, I'm going to make a video every single week of the Dream Academy for 10 weeks to record this transformation. And I'm like, all right, go ahead. She's like, I want to make sure I get my fucking money's worth and I'm going to like document it. I'm like, that's brilliant because I know you're going to change. So this is her in week 3. Okay. 3 weeks into the program. By the way, 3 weeks into the program, or actually week 2, I actually give you the tool of self-hypnosis and teach you how to rewire your own mind. So this is what Amy had to say. Update of Gnarly's 10-week. This is my week 3 update of Gnarly's 10-week transformation program. I am feeling great. I had a one-on-one with Gnarly a week ago, and I told her I feel like I'm in the middle of my transformation right now. I feel like at the beginning of the program, I mentioned to her that my future self that I'm envisioning for my life feels really far away. Like I can see her, but I feel
I feel like she's far away, right? Like far in front of me. This is the first week in my entire life that I have felt closer to who I want to become financially, freedom, the fittest I've ever been, the best relationship. Like, I feel like I am so close to that person, and my old self is behind me. And I feel like I'm still in the middle of the transformation, but it's an incredible feeling because I kind of look back at old photos and I barely even recognize myself energetically. That's the best way I can describe kind of how I'm feeling. And so it's incredible. And more opportunities are coming up. I was just invited to be a speaker at Give It All, which was one of my goals before the end of the year. Realized the power of setting goals and declaring what I want. I also had money come to me randomly from an old dentist's office from like 10 years ago. The world is, I'm like, oh my God, I wish that would happen. And I feel like it's happening. And I feel like I'm in the middle of quantum leaping right now. And I feel just like on top of the world and incredible. My business is doing better than ever. I had someone recently step into a leadership role in my business and I delegated some of the work. I'm in the middle of a rebrand for my Betches Walking Betches business because I realized that I don't even identify with the past brand of what I have been building for 2.5 years. So that's my week 3 update.
Okay. So that's Amy from LA or Miami, can't remember where she's from, but yeah, she has a dog walking business in LA or Miami, and yeah, she was really close to closing down her business. She wasn't in her power. She felt kind of out of love with the business, but after we rewired her mind and got her into the best identity possible, she actually rebranded the business completely. She's making more money, she's getting more clients, she's in just in the highest vibration because we did the identity work. So I want to show this video because a lot of people are like, how long is it going to take? This is literally 3 weeks into the program, and she's like, my life's changing, right? Because your identity is what's manifesting your reality. Okay.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
This is Victoria from Serbia. She had a lot of visibility blocks. She's a healer, psychic healer, mom of one, single mom, and she was the kind of person that was going on different platforms to, go viral, but she would kept sabotaging. She'd post and ghost. She'd, sell a product or sell an offer and then completely ghost her audience. She was sabotaging her visibility because she had deep visibility and safety wounds that needed to be rewired. And since we rewired her mind, now she's showing up every day on Wednesday doing an Instagram live. She sold out her woo-woo spiritual business program, and she's just completely in a different vibration. She's more confident. She has no fear of the camera whatsoever. I think she's starting a podcast as well, and she's just more abundant as well. So these are the things that happens when you rewire your mind. You can consciously know that you want something, but if that subconscious is in alignment with it, it won't happen. Okay. And I say it won't happen because can you work through multiple blocks in the grassroots during the 10 weeks you're like focusing on? Yeah, you can work on multiple. Oh yeah, you work on multiple. You work on everything that's stopping you from, yeah. And once one block is released, you'll just keep working on different blocks. And the thing about the Dream Academy is I actually give you the tool of self-hypnosis. I train you on how to hypnotize yourself, which might sound very complex right now, but I give you this tool. And the reason why all these women are raving about it is because I've given them the tools to keep doing it forever. So it's like, yeah, you're going to continuously rewire yourself and all of that. And it's an amazing experience.
Graduated.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I
didn't think that through.
So my name is Claudia Hamilton. It was really the best thing that
Apologies.
last year.
I didn't think that through. So I didn't think they'd all play at once. Okay, so we have Zainab in USA. She's an artist and content creator. She manifested her dream apartment because she started to sell out her paint events. Again, same talent, same platform, different identity. We had Kat from the UK. She's out in Bali right now. She started a jewelry brand. Because of her new identity, she actually started to market herself in the UK, and her product is now being put into Saks Fifth and whatever it's called, Saks Fifth and whatever. So same jewelry line, different identity, more confident, more ambition. This is Claudia from Canada, from Toronto. She's an actress. She manifested a Golden Globes invitation and TV roles after struggling with her acting career for a while, and she's just more confident now. This is Sathna from Sri Lanka. She was a sales exec. She came to Dream Academy for self-worth and confidence blocks. Okay, so I just want to show you that people all over the world are using the tools that I'm giving them to quantum leap their reality, change their confidence, their visibility, all the things. Whatever's stopping you from your blocks, that's what we addressed in the Dream Academy. So it's whatever your flavor is. I give you the mindset, I give you the identity, I give you the nervous system, I give you the subconscious work as well. Okay. So these are just more wins, more people transforming their lives. And the thing is, with the people in the Dream Academy, they're high level people, right? They're not just, I have Jacqueline's from she works for the UN and she's in it, right? Nina works for a rehab center. Elon is a principal of a school. Alexandra works at Google. Like these people are not just like you guys here. They're not just like do nothing people. They want more for themselves, but they don't realize they didn't know how to break through. And I didn't know how to break through. And that was my life for so long. I didn't know how to get to the other side and to actualize my potential until I found the tools and things I teach inside Dream Academy. So hypnosis is a part of the Dream Academy, okay? Rewiring your subconscious mind. So I was a cigarette smoker for 10 years and I experienced hypnosis. In one session, I released a 10-year addiction to cigarette smoking. So after 10 years of trying to quit smoking, in 1 hour, I got over the addiction and it changed my brain chemistry quite literally. And I was like, what else could this do for my confidence, my insecurities, my public speaking, my money blocks? And it changed my entire life. So I owe a lot of my success to hypnosis, but it's not just the hypnosis that you do on YouTube. It's not all hypnosis are created the same. So I will say that, okay? So hypnosis is a great way to imprint new ways of thinking, release unwanted blocks and the apps on your phone or in your subconscious, and to radically change your life. So hypnos is the Greek god of sleep. Okay, so hypnotherapy is essentially sleep therapy. Right now, you're in a certain brainwave state. You're in the beta brainwave state, right? In hypnosis, I take you into the theta brainwave state, and I also show you how to do that yourself. Once you're in theta, I think I put a little diagram here. Once you're in theta, this bodyguard, that reticular activating system, when you like say an affirmation like "I'm beautiful, I'm rich," and that little thing says like "No, you're not," that little voice in your head, that's called your RAS, your reticular activating system. He is the bodyguard in between your conscious and your subconscious mind. When you do hypnosis, you put that bodyguard to sleep, and then you can directly tell your subconscious mind what the new program is and take out the bad programming once that person is asleep. Okay. So that's what I'm essentially doing with people and showing people how to do themselves. And once you have access to your subconscious mind, you can give it the new program of I'm confident, I'm magnetic, I'm wealthy, I earn six figures, this happens for me. And once the 95% of your mind accepts a new idea, that's it. It's locked in there. The program's installed, and then you kind of come out of hypnosis feeling very optimized and like we're kind of like computers. It sounds really woo-woo, but once you come out of hypnosis, you're more optimized, you're more confident, you're going to feel it change in your chemistry of your body as well. Okay. So some of you might know these faces, might not. Catherine Zinkina, James Wedmore, Jim Forden, who's my mentor. These people are decamillionaires, okay? And they're all master hypnotherapists. So for people to be decamillionaires and also master hypnotherapists, you want to question why do they care about the subconscious mind so much, right? They won't put it in their bios, but they are master hypnotherapists because I'm in their inner circle, okay? I want to show you guys that the wealthiest and the elite people are using hypnosis to radically change their life, okay, and quantum leap their income and be more confident and peak their performance, okay? So will hypnosis work for you? Yes. You are already in a state of hypnosis, believe it or not, okay? You are Hypnosis is just changing brainwave states. So when you come out of sleep, when you wake up in the morning, you're coming out of a state of hypnosis in a sense, okay? How long to see results? It can happen in a matter of one session, or it can happen in a matter of few more, right? Everyone has a different level of blocks. So for me, the confidence rewiring happened overnight, pretty much. The money blocks took a little bit more rewiring, right? But it's not like it takes forever. Okay. I have a hard time visualizing. Your subconscious mind is very sensitive to emotion. So if you can't visualize, you just have to kind of feel it, right? So if I say, think of your mom's face right now, think of your mother's face. Okay. That little moment where you see your mom's face, that is enough to reprogram the mind. You don't have to see every single detail of her face, but you can see like the essence of her blonde hair or whatever, right? I don't know what I want or what my block is. In week number one, we'll discover what your major block is, and we'll also get really clear on what you want out of life. Okay. So, Har, you have something to say? You unmuted yourself? Okay. I've already worked on my mindset and done work before. Yes, I know you have. I've done a lot of work on myself before, but nothing shifted until I actually addressed the subconscious mind. Okay. We've all done the work before. This isn't the first time you've heard of personal development or done these master classes. But once you have the tools to actually break through, everything shifts. Okay. Okay. So I want to add this quote here before I tell you more about the Dream Academy that my mentor said that I will forever remember. He said, "It's not hard to put people in a trance. The harder thing is to bring them out of the trance they walk around in all day long. It's not hard to put people in a trance. It's hard to bring them out of the trance they walk around in all day long. You are already brainwashed to believe certain things about yourself. You're actually already in a state of hypnosis, and you've already bought into certain lies about who you are and what gets to be possible for you and your capacity to create your dream life. So it's really about taking control of your life and intentionally putting in the right programming that you want to see happen. And I'm obviously going to help you do that. Okay. So we've covered a lot today. We talked about why your reality hasn't shifted, the frame versus the content. We talked about your internal stories and what it's literally costing you financially. We talked about your nervous system and how it won't let you move past things that you want. And we talked about the cost of staying the same. Okay. So there's the old way, get more strategy. By the way, every strategy works. There's a million ways to make $1 million. It's not about the strategy or the content plan or the funnels. It's not that. I use the exact same strategy that I was using when I was a broke coach versus a six-figure coach. The strategy doesn't fucking matter. It's who's behind it that makes your business pop off or makes the money come in. Okay. The old way is to force yourself to take action, hope it works, burn out, and then revert back to the old you because you will. Your subconscious will pull you back, right? The new way is to shift your identity at the subconscious level, shift your mindset, shift your embodiment, and start to embody the woman that already has it. Take action from that new identity and watch everything work out effortlessly. Okay. So again, you have two options again. You can go back to taking the pills, which is reading more books, taking more podcasts, trying to figure it out on your own, or you can do the identity work to actually become a healthy person, to become who you want to be at the identity level. And what do you think is going to stick longer? The pills or the healthy identity? The healthy identity, right? So you have two options, and this is the point where I invite you into the Dream Academy. Just I'm very straight shooter about it. So option number one, figure out alone. Figure out what the subconscious blocks are, how to rewire yourself, how to shift into the right identity, continue the trial and error whack-a-mole process. Or option two is to get expert help from someone who's been doing this for 7 years, who's helped hundreds of women worldwide, who has proven tools, codes, and methods I swear by, I embody, I teach, I still use to this day, that has made my life so much more dreamier. And fast track your transformation, create your next level income, power, visibility, learn how to release all the blocks like Janae asked, because you've unlocked your subconscious, and your subconscious is now on board what you want. Okay. So I'm going to skip that part. So if today resonated with you at all, if you understand that your current identity and your subconscious programming is what's holding you back from your next level, I would love to introduce you to something that can change your life, that has changed all the women's lives in the program so far, in the slide so far, and has changed my life. So without further ado, I'd love to invite you into the Dream Academy. Okay, this is where you're going to rewire your mind and unlock your confidence, wealth, and power in 10 weeks. The Dream Academy is, I truly feel like God gave me the Dream Academy because it was the answer to all of my blocks, money, financial, personal power, confidence, visibility, was all solved using what I teach inside the Dream Academy. Okay. So the Dream Academy is a 10-week revolutionary hybrid group program. I call it a hybrid group program because you get a group program experience as well as one-to-one time with me. So it's kind of a bit of both. Okay. It's where we're going to release your limitations, anything around procrastination, imposter syndrome, visibility, confidence blocks. All of that is going to be rewired inside Dream Academy. Okay, we're going to learn how to manifest your goals. There's a bit of manifestation spirituality involved naturally. You're going to program yourself to be confident, successful, and in your power without the resistance, without the overthinking, without getting stuck in strategies. The strategy isn't the answer. Any strategy works. Okay. So who is Dream for? Okay. Dream is for people who know they're meant for more, but feel stuck or inconsistent. It's for those battling self-doubt, fear of being seen, or imposter syndrome or money blocks. It's for entrepreneurs, creators, career-minded people who have tried different strategies, but still feel internally blocked. You feel like there's just something holding you back, right? It's for people that are ready to start showing up confidently and skyrocket their success. It's for individuals committed to creating, to become the next level identity version of themselves. You're coachable, you're self-aware, and you're willing to do the inner work, not just consume content. Okay? You're ready to become someone new. You're ready to see your reality bend to your identity. Okay? This is not a program for people that want just enough out of life. If you're someone that wants just enough, Dream Academy isn't for you. Dream Academy is for people that want the best for themselves, the money, the love, the success, and they're not afraid to own that. Okay. So the program answers the questions, how do I get out of my own way? How do I actualize my potential and become more confident? How do I quantum leap my income? That's what Dream Academy helps you solve. Okay. So we're going to rewire your subconscious patterns that keep you stuck and install a new program. And I'm going to give you the tools to do it for yourself for life. I will also do certain practices with you and give you hypnotherapy sessions yourself as well. We're going to regulate your nervous system so success actually feels safe and normal. And we're going to build the self-concept and identity that makes confidence, visibility, and taking action natural. Okay. So it's a blend of experience. It's an experience. There's a blend of things happening, right? Where we do the subconscious work, we do the identity work, we do the mindset work, we do the nervous system work, we do the manifestation work, right? So the Dream Academy is based on my dream methodology that I've been using for 7 years to help people transform. So I've noticed over the past years, I take people through a certain sequence. Okay. So the D stands for declare. We're going to get really clear on that next level version of you so you know exactly what you want. We have to create a new internal GPS set point. Where are you going? Okay. R is for reprogram. We want to release all of the blockages that keep you from being that next level version of yourself. E is for energy. I also teach you the tool of EFT tapping as well. So we're going to talk about the energetics, how to stop seeking external validation and permission, how to stop second guessing yourself. A is for action. As you pray, move your feet. So you actually follow through on your goals. And M is for manifest. I'm going to show you how to manifest clients, opportunities, and align people into your life. Okay. So dream results, like we talked about, people have 10x their incomes, launched businesses, attracted soulmates, started podcast, gotten invited to the Golden Globes, increased their leadership and their confidence, end cycles of sabotaging and low income. It's just a complete transformational program. Okay. So you get dream tools. There's certain tools that you'll be receiving from me as well as learning. You're going to learn the tool of hypnotherapy and the tool of EFT tapping. I'm also going to show you rewire your own mind for you as a hypnotherapist. I'm a master hypnotherapist, so you'll also have hypnotherapy sessions with me, as well as timeline therapy sessions. So timeline therapy is not popularly known. But essentially, what happens is between the ages of 0 and 7, we create these subconscious patterns and blocks and identities. And timeline therapy is to help you go back to the very root of that. Let's say you were in your mother's womb, for example, and you picked up the belief that you're not good enough, which can happen. Timeline therapy takes you all the way back to that moment and releases that narrative. It's very quantum, but it's amazing. Okay, as well as my gifts, my intuitive downloads and insight on you, laser focus coaching, and 7 years of expertise. Everyone in the Dream Academy, I'm watching you, I'm on your social media, I'm watching how you move, I'm telling you do this. It's not like you're just like in this container, right? And what's also really good about it is let me just go a bit forward. This is what it looks like on the back end. So it's hosted inside school. So you have, the replays, the EFT portal, the hypnosis portals, as well as a Telegram community. So in the Telegram community, we meet every Monday, and then Monday to Thursday, you have Telegram access to me to help you with any type of blockages or negative things that come up. So you're not just doing this program one and done. It's a whole container for a whole 10 weeks long. Okay. And you have my eyes on you for 10 weeks to help you with your mindset, as well as the disintegration anxiety will happen. You will have moments where your subconscious is going to try to revert you back, and I help you through that. Whereas in other containers, you'll probably just revert back, right? I just missed a few slides there. So I thought of everything with the Dream Academy, and I wanted to include my Money Honey program because overcoming my money blocks and my sales blocks was one of my biggest. Are the live calls always at a certain time, or do we schedule the time with you based on your schedule? Yes. So the group calls are always on Mondays, but there's two call times. There's a 9 a.m. and a 5 p.m. So no matter where you are in the world, you can always hop into one because there's Europeans in the call, there's Canadians, there's Australians. So there's two call times. So whether you come at the morning or the evening, it's the same lesson, but just two different times. So after the calls happen on Mondays, if you're in the States, it's going to be your Sunday 8 a.m. or 7 p.m. or something like that. That's the only thing because I'm in Asia, right? And then Monday to Thursday, you have access to the Telegram channel for any coaching and live support there. Great question. Okay, so included as a bonus is the Money Honey program. It's a 7-module course all about transforming your wealth reality, your money consciousness, exactly how I went from pretty much broke to a 6-figure earner through the mindset work. And you get that completely free if you join Dream Academy, and that's for life. How the program works. Okay, so it's 10 weeks long. You get access to a hypnosis and EFT portal. There's workbooks, there's a school community, a Telegram community. And then you also learn how to rewire your own mind, which I think is absolutely amazing because a lot of coaches will just like, a lot of people just tell you what to do, but don't actually give you the tools to do it forever. And that's the difference between Dream Academy. Amy, Safna, all the people, they still have the same tools that I'm using, and they're still using it to rewire their mind and release any blockages. Okay. So you also get access to different audios. There's a hypnosis portal. It's called the Power Portal. There's a hypnosis portal and the EFT portal. So the hypnosis portal comes with a hypnosis about activating abundance, ending procrastination. There's a dream body hypnosis. There's a fame hypnosis. There's an end anxiety hypnosis and release emotional baggage hypnosis. There's also EFT tapping, fear of being seen, calling in money, release money blocks, stop caring what other people think of you, manifest clients, release overwhelm. These are just tools that are just given to you for life in the portal, and you also get any updates to future program updates. Okay, so we cater to all time zones. You can take Dream Academy wherever you are in the world because it's inside an app as well. And there's also a 90-minute training on biz, sales, and social media that I put in there because a lot of people are entrepreneurial, and I put a 90-minute training on how to see social media, how to see yourself in there as well. Okay. So 10 weeks, private hypnotherapy and timeline sessions, Telegram community and accountability, tech support, the Power Portal, and Money Honey. And I want you guys to, I know I've been talking a lot, but I want you to feel in your body, not into your mental, right? Because your mental will have all sorts of, I don't need this right now. It's not the right time. But if you're no longer willing to stay stuck and you're ready to actually do this work, step into your power and light and release everything in your way, then this work is for you. So feel into the alignment in your body if this is truly your next step. Okay. So this will all be on the sales page, which will all give you access to, but just a breakdown of what we go through. There's a lot in it, but it's a very transformational program. Okay. So the breakdown of Dream Academy, like I said in the beginning, there's over 5K plus of value in it because the Money Honey program is 2K in itself. So it's actually over 15K of value in the Dream Academy. But I am so passionate about getting people to know this real work because this work has changed the trajectory of my entire life. And I have no doubt in my life that I'm going to be very, very, very successful because of this work. And I want you guys to have that same level of certainty. So I am offering the Dream Academy at 277 USD today. So it's 277 USD over 6 monthly payments. Okay. So that's option one if you want to do a payment plan. And then I'm doing a flash 9 pay offer because I understand people can be a bit skeptical, but in the next 24 hours, if you want to do a 9 pay of 188 USD over 9 monthly payments, just DM me. We can hop on a call and talk about it if you have any questions about that. But that's a flash promo. So the original payment plan is broken down into 6 payments of 277 over 6 monthly payments. Of course, you can pay in full. Of course, you can pay in half. But I just want everyone's nervous system to feel safe in joining the Dream Academy because I know this work can actually revolutionize your life. Or you have 24 hours to decide if you really want Dream Academy, then I will give you the 9 pay offer or promo. It's a flash 9 pay offer. Okay. So that expires Friday, April 3rd at midnight. And that's 9 monthly payments of 188 USD. Okay. The total package is 1555 USD, 1500 USD, but you can break it down into 6 or 9 payments. Okay. And if you can feel into this and invest $200 into yourself, your entire life will change. And I put my whole life on this program because I know what it does for people like us that want more, but just don't know how to break through. Okay. So the only thing is because I've been in Vietnam and networking, there's actually only, and I hate scarcity tactics. I really fucking do. Please know that. I'm not bullshitting when I say this. There is actually only 6 spots left, okay, with Dream Academy, and I will be promoting it to my audience and all of that. So if you are interested in the Dream Academy, the 6 pay or the 9 pay, I definitely invite you to scan this. And there's a free clarity call. We can hop on a call, or you can DM me on Instagram and say, hey, Gnarly, let's talk about the 9 pay or 6 pay. And this is the sales page with everything broken down. The payment plans are there as well, all the testimonials, more about me. But if you are interested, you can DM me for a free clarity call or put yourself into my calendar for a free clarity call. And inside the free clarity call, we'll get aligned and make sure that I'm the best mentor for you. Okay. So I'll let you guys scan that, and I'll also send that in the replay email as well. And yeah, I want you to think about, instead of how much does it cost me, how much can it make me? That's the right question. Not how much is it going to cost me to put $200 aside for this investment? How much can it make me when I'm no longer blocked? I have my subconscious mind aligned with my what I want. I'm more confident, I'm more in the right identity, and I'm taking the action that is needed to prosper myself. Okay. So I think I talked about that. I think I talked about right that. Okay. So this is the last thing I'll leave you with. This is your decision point. A lot of people come to this thing, what I call a decision point. You can buy into fear. You can buy into circumstances. You can buy into your excuses, or you can make a decision to shift the frame. And once you shift that frame, everything changes. It becomes so much more easier. And I'm a walking testament of this work. I believe in it immensely. But this is what happens with entrepreneurs. You have to make a decision. Do I revert back to the old identity and keep doing that and keep trying there? Or do I break through and make a right? So, if Dream Academy, if all it did was help you break through your self-doubt, would it be worth it? If all Dream Academy did was help you to stop sabotaging yourself and create consistent success and release your money blocks and feel confident and magnetic, would it be worth it? This program is in its seventh round. Hundreds of people have gone through it, and there's no block too big or small to overcome in the Dream Academy. So, again, if you are ready to change your life, I would love to invite you in. And if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. And I know I kept you half an hour over, but thank you so much for being here still. And yeah, any questions, any takeaways? Thank you for sticking around. Horace, thank you for showing up, Janae. Thank you for being here. Amazing, amazing. If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, the next round, I don't think I mentioned it, the next round does start April 13th. So in 2 weeks' time. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I will catch you soon. Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you. Cheers.